Hey guys, today's profile review, we are going to be looking at an AD carry who is struggling to find his champion identity. So overall, he has about a 51.7% win rate on AD carry, but last season and preseason combined, he has a 59% win rate on Lucian. So we're going to be breaking down exactly what this Plat 1 player needs to do to get to Masters with his current champion pool, with his current playstyle. Guys, before we get into that video though, if you want your profile reviewed, please check out the link in the YouTube description below, as well as if you're interested in learning more about the coaching plan that I talk about, helping him go from Plat to Masters with monthly coaching. If you're interested in learning more about that towards the end of the video, please also check out the link in the YouTube description below to book your free call with me, and we can talk through exactly what that kind of program would look for you, for your specific situation and for your rank goals in 2023. Let's get into the video. And in under 10 minutes, I'm going to show you how to go from Plat 1 at the very least to about Diamond 2, Diamond 1, and then hopefully to your end goal of Masters. May need a bit of one-on-one coaching, but we'll see what we can do with this profile review in the next 10 minutes. So the three things I want to talk about are your champion pool as an AD carry, your secondary role, which seems to be jungle, and you seem to be having quite a bit of success on that. And then the third one, which is an in-game area, which I think you need to work on, is your damage share and your damage dealt per minute. So starting off with the first one, your champion pool. I can see that you have played quite a few champions in the preseason. We're not having as much success as you had last season. I can see there's some really good win rates here. Lucian 59%, Caitlyn 54%, and your Lucian has been really the only consistent champion throughout last season and preseason. So what I would recommend for someone like you, particularly if you're looking to go from Plat 1, which is about the top 3.6% of players, to Masters, which is about the top 0.01% of players, you'll need to change a lot of things, and you'll need to get really, really serious about climbing, Troy. So firstly, you need to make sure that you're willing to go on that journey, you're willing to put in the effort, and you're willing to do what it takes to be in the top 0.01% of players, because it can sometimes not be as fun as you think it is, and it's a lot harder than most players think it is to actually get to Masters. So you actually need to put in the work, and you need to do things differently to what you're currently doing, because right now you finish Plat, and in order to get to Masters, you have to do things differently. So hopefully we can get through that in the profile review. Now, the first thing I would recommend for someone like you, if I was looking to get to Masters, or at least get to Diamond 4, Diamond 3, Diamond 2, etc., etc., take those maybe a step at a time. So rather than having that big goal of Masters, yes, that's your end goal, but break it down into, okay, I'm Plat 1 right now, let's get to Diamond 4. Okay, I'm Diamond 4, let's get to Diamond 3. And break down that big goal into multiple small goals so that it becomes more achievable and you can feel the rewards throughout the journey. Because sometimes the journey is just as important, if not more important, than the destination. So you got to make sure that you're enjoying the journey, you're also improving during that journey, and you make sure you're rewarding yourself when you hit those key milestones like Diamond 3, Diamond 2, Diamond 1, etc., etc. So for you, right now, I would recommend you just one trick Lucian. Look, if you're trying to get to Masters, you need to just one trick the champion that is bringing you the most success, because if you don't, you risk ruining your MMR, you're going to slow your climb down, and your account might not ever get to Masters if you ruin its MMR, kind of like what you did last season. So we need to be really cautious of that. And basically what you're going to need to do is maintain a win rate of at least 55%. And right now, the only champion that you've been able to do that consistently on last season and preseason, Troy, is your Lucian. I can see a little bit of success on your Jinx, but looking at your match history, I haven't seen you play her recently, so I'm assuming you might have played her when she was very strong at the moment. Strong a few patches ago. But I think, honestly, Lucian is going to be your key to climbing to Masters, or at the very least, Diamond 4, Diamond 3, Diamond 2, Diamond 1. So what I would recommend is, instead of out of 660 games, you only playing 170 games on Lucian, I would want this to be at the 80 to 90% number. I would be wanting you to play and one-trick Lucian at least 85% of your games. And the only reason you wouldn't be playing Lucian is because if you get filled into jungle, or if Lucian gets picked or banned. And then you need that secondary pick, which I could recommend you maybe as Caitlyn or Jinx, because historically it looks like you have the most success on those. Now, coming to your second champion, or your secondary role, which I think is actually, a hidden gem for you, is your jungle role. I can see you've got quite a bit of success on your Diana, It seems to me that you can even play a bit of Gragas, a bit of Viego, not so well, and a little bit of Graves. What I recommend for jungle is just one tricking Diana. So like whenever you get filled into jungle, just keep the champion pool small. If it's not your primary objective to get to, to learn more junglers and to become a better jungler, if it's your primary objective to get the masters, then all you need to do is have one jungler that you play, that Diana, and then if she gets picked or banned, which is probably going to be rare that you get filled into your secondary role plus Diana gets picked or banned, obviously you can go with that Gragas or that Graves, but try and keep it very consistent, because the smaller that champion pool is going to be, Troy, the more likely you are to win the game, the faster you're going to climb, and the quicker you can reach true mastery on a champion, which just means you can play them at really high levels, really well, really consistently over long periods of time, which is exactly what you need to do to get to masters. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is your damage share and your damage dealt per minute. So right now I can see you're only dealing about 20.7% of your team's damage on average, and you're actually dealing about 16 damage per minute. You're dealing about 16 damage less every minute than your enemy AD carry, which basically means they're outputting more damage than you. So the good thing is, you still got a 51.7% win rate, and if I go to Lucian, your damage share is actually lower, but at least you're dealing a little bit more damage. So my issue is, and this is something you're going to have to figure out either in-game with yourself or with a friend or with a coach through one-on-one game coaching, is you need to figure out why you're averaging about a 47% kill participation, which is pretty good for an AD carry. Generally, I recommend anywhere from a 46 to 55% kill participation as an AD carry, because you need to be in team fights in order to fulfill your role, attack, damage, carry. So what I would be looking at if I was you, Troy, is investigating why you're not dealing as much damage as you should be. This damage share number should be up around the 22 to 27% damage range, and you should be dealing, particularly when you're playing Lucian, up to 100 more damage a minute than your enemy AD carry. So you're going to have to investigate that, and I assume it's going to be to do with your positioning in team fights, whether you're actually grouping with your team at key moments, and how you're using your abilities and overall just DPS, damage per second, in crucial moments. So that is something you would really need to investigate, Troy. Now, Troy, if I can see that you struggled a bit climbing last season, you went from gold 3 to diamond 3, which is really good, and now in preseason you've dropped back down to plat 1. If you're looking for something to help you reach your goal of masters and you're not sure where to go, I currently have a service which is called a monthly ranked climbing plan. And basically what it is think of it like a personal trainer for the gym, but it's for League of Legends. We set, just like I said earlier, that overall goal of you getting to masters, then we break down every single thing you need to do step by step to go from plat 1 back to diamond 4, back to diamond 3, then to diamond 2, then to diamond 1, and eventually to masters. And the beauty of this is, and why it's unique to any other coaching product on the market at the moment, is I follow you through every month, through every problem you're having. And given that I've done this for dozens of plat/diamond players, gotten them into masters before, I've got a proven track record of it. I know exactly what problems you are going to be facing along the way, and I know exactly how to solve them. So if you're serious about climbing and you want to learn more about that, once you've watched this profile review, please reach out to me on Discord and we can talk about booking a free coaching call. I can tell you a little bit more about that program, what it would involve for you specifically, and if you like the sound of it, we can go ahead and trial it out. And if you don't climb, you don't pay. So my results are basically guaranteed. Otherwise, you get a full refund. Anyway, Troy, I think you've got a lot of potential here. I think Lucian's going to be your key to climbing. If you enjoyed this profile review, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And yeah, once you've watched this, I hope to talk to you. Cheers and good luck on the Rift.